Well, my name is Blasien. I'm the co-president of this club, Blasien St. Peter's Youth Club. And also have my co-president here. Well, we have 12 questions here that our friends in Chile have sent to us. And as we are speaking right now, we have also sent them ours. We sent them about 10 questions. I think they are maybe having some moments discussing about them. So, actually, for today, we're going to maybe discuss some of these questions with you guys. So, let's start with number 1. It reads, what are the roles of women in your society? Do they have the same rights and responsibilities as men? Guys, how do you feel about that? Let's discuss. Erosion.
Okay. On the first question, women have no voice in the family. Usually, the males are the ones who make all the decisions in the house. And years back, women were viewed as working machines, childbearing, and they were viewed as to take their kids to and from school. And like nowadays, we now have the right to do what we want. We are not going to the universities, we are not going to A-levels. Like me, I'm just in A-level like the other students here with me, same as girls. And we are also free with that. We are now also free. We are now have the right to vote and give our point of views in the societies.
We would also like to add on the issue. The girl child under the women in the house, they do all the housework like chores. They sweep the house, do the washing, cleaning, and all the other work. Yes, when it comes to rights and possibilities as men, we have the same rights and possibilities. For example, we have a female president, a female vice president, and also MPs like Okam Chimbuli. We are now encouraged to take up tough professions like studying medicine. It's not different from way back, like my parents said, that girls were only allowed to take primary education, then go employment. But now we are also advancing. As to, we can also go as far as university. So we have the same possibilities and rights as men.
Well. What you will close out this contribution. Thank you so much, ladies. I think,
Are you satisfied by the water supply in your country? Does water shortage occur? How do you manage with it? Yes,
okay.
I'll take the first part of the case.
Okay.
Here in Zimbabwe, we are not satisfied by the water we are getting. Because sometimes we are receiving untreated water. And this is led to accumulation of diseases. For instance, Blasien, cholera, and typhoid. Mainly, this is happening in high-density areas. So, we are not satisfied with the water we are getting.
Okay. Well, it seems like the ladies are dominating this discussion. Oh, where are the gentlemen? Okay. Well, let's go on to another question. Maybe I'll go on to number 3. It is reading. The availability and distribution is it possible for every student to receive a proper education? Do students receive support or grants if they can afford to attend the college?
Also going to answer on the first part of the question. It is possible for every student to have education. We have many programs like Kubatana, Joshua Nkomo, which help other students to go to school. Usually they pay school fees for the less privileged students.
Yeah, also I think I have to add on what the president was saying. Well, this is happening in Zimbabwe. Maybe a few students are being helped by maybe the government and some other non-government organizations. They who are paying school fees for these students who will be proceeding to the college or universities in Zimbabwe. So I think maybe the majority are not affording to proceed to university levels. How do you take on that? Miss Approval.
I would like to say that I don't think all of the people who cannot afford to go to university are getting those scholarships.
Okay.
We are only allowed to get those scholarships those scholarships when you have at least a minimum of about 7 A's, let's say about the opening scholarship, of which there are other students who are not privileged enough to get those scholarships who they've gotten less A's. So I don't think that this is working, because some students who do not have the right qualifications, like 7 A's and above, who got maybe 4 A's, are not getting those scholarships.
I think, they are not getting, but they are getting. I think they are getting those grants, because if you look, there are initiatives like BEAM. Those BEAM, they support students who are not able to attend to school, who are not able to attend to universities. So it's just a matter of applying to BEAM so that you can get those grants. So I think there's a possibility and an open opportunity so that every student can get a chance to go to school. So those grants, I think they are available to every student.
I would like to support what Aprofo has just said. Yes, grants and scholars are there to support those children which are not able to proceed with their school education. But there are certain standards where you have to meet so that you can proceed with your school when you are not able to pay your own fees. Like, you have to score at least about 12 or so points so that you can be granted a scholarship. Or you should be at least most of the scholarships that are like the BEAM one, like the Capenham. It's not a scholarship that is only there to help everyone who is not able to pay his fees. But like Capenham Trust pays for orphans. So not everyone who is not able to pay his own fees is able to proceed with this school.
I find that most of those grants are being given to people who can, or are being given to students who can pay their school fees. But there are other students out there who do not have access to the top guys who be like relatives to those other guys who can pay their school fees are given grants. So I don't think that these grants are possible for every student who cannot pay for their school fees.
Okay, you're trying to say that those who are getting these grants are those who have put their parents in the political...
There's an issue of corruption.
Oh, that's okay. Number, the availability and distribution of fresh water is significant social impact. Are you satisfied by the water supply in your country? Does water shortage occur? How do you manage with it?
Yeah.
Make a contribution.
Yeah, water shortage is typically okay in our country. Sometimes usually we are able to have water maybe on 2 days a week. To manage this situation, the council has helped us to sink wells that can sustain the availability of water. But some of the able individuals in the community have helped with the sinking of wells, and this is managed to sustain the levels of availability of water. But however, sometimes maybe in the case of cholera, sometimes the wells will be unprotected. So usually the result is that people may have waterborne diseases like cholera and typhoid.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, let's the end here. Illuminate.
I think the supplies that the council is providing are being overused. For example, the boreholes we are giving as a community, people are ending up going there to get clean water, whether there is a water shortage or not. So I think the council has to do something about the boreholes they are providing us with, so that everyone is able to get something from there. Because other people who have the problems of water shortages are not being able to get the water, yet some people get the water while they have it.
Thank you so much. But if I may ask you, ladies and gentlemen, about this water issue. Well, is it clean water that is being supplied by the authorities or the water authorities? Is it clean and safe for drinking? Monash.
First, I would like to answer your first question. No one has been able to manage the water system in Zimbabwe, to be generous enough. Because if we were able to manage the water system in Zimbabwe, no one should have been selling water guard in Zimbabwe. The fact that we are selling water guard is to kill the germs within the water. So at first, the water we are receiving in Zimbabwe is not clean at all. Then the receiving of water, maybe in some areas like Mbare, they can even go for a month without receiving water running from the tap.
Thank you so much.
So it's been difficult to manage the water system in Zimbabwe.
So in other words, you are trying to say that the water that is being supplied to you by the water authorities is untreated water?
Yeah.
Okay.
From Montiviku River, you know, right?
Yeah.
The place is not safe to get water for drinking. And they can't treat the whole water for the whole community so as to get clean water. So we are not getting clean water. But for us to obtain it, we have to sink boreholes and protect them. So maybe we can get safe water for drinking by that way.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I think Ms. Yediko, you haven't said anything to make a contribution.
On this water issue, yes, it is quite true that some of the water that is running out of our taps is not safe. But again, they have taken initiatives as step to probably supply us with some of the pills that can probably help in the digestion, or probably we can say the killing of germs that will be in our waters. And also, if we then say we are resenting to sinking wells, some of these wells are actually supplying our people here in Zimbabwe with infected water, such to the extent that the water is no longer safe from the wells. And then when we move on to the issue of bores, those bores, yes, they have been drilled, but then again, we need to take another step into maintaining the queues that are in those bores.
Zimbabweans of European origin, are they integrated into your society? How would you describe their role, that is politically, socially, or economically?
This one is a bit controversial. Is there anyone who wants to make any contributions on this one?
Mr. Majamba.
Mr. Majamba again.
Our current society accepts these people of European origin. And if they are coming with the right conscience, we have no problem with them. For example, Senator David Coulter. This is a white man who is now the Minister of Education, Sports, Arts and Culture here in Zimbabwe. We have known him to be a man of his word. Ever since he took the minister's office, he has made sure that the education system in Zimbabwe is of high quality, and we have managed to secure almost enough books for everyone. That is from Form 1 to Form 4. And then even if we look at the current minister, or probably state youth advisor to the president, Dr. Timothy Stems, is actually the current youth advisor to the president of Zimbabwe. Yet, he is somebody whom we know to be of a European origin, but he is being absorbed, and he sits every day in the State House with the president, making sure that our president is healthy enough. So that being said, in terms of the political side, we absorb those people as long as they are doing what is right, and we have no conflict with them. Thank you.
Right. I usually don't like to go out of boundaries. I will start by our own father von Nida, the director of this school, which is from Germany, right here in Zimbabwe, with the African children, the Zimbabwean children, the children from Highfield, right. I'll move on to the social workers in Zimbabwe. Some of the social workers in Zimbabwe are from countries like Germany, United States of America, UK, but they are here to help us in our social work. Right. I'll move on to some of the doctors and nurses in Zimbabwe. Doctors like Timothy Stems, like my colleague has said before, they are here to help us in the health state of our country. Some of the lawyers in Zimbabwe are standing right in the court, standing for the Zimbabwean children, the African children, right, under the economical part. So most of the men, I know most of you support me. Most of the businessmen in Zimbabwe are from Europe, Asia, and some parts of the world. Very few businessmen are from Zimbabwe, but they are here to develop our country. Like my colleague has said before, if a European person comes here into Zimbabwe with a better conscience, we are here to accept him.
I would like to tackle this question on a social aspect.
Okay.
I'll talk about first Kubatana, a swimming guru here in Zimbabwe, one of the best swimmers around. She got married last month, the way we as Zimbabweans get married, like the Lobola way. And she was married with 2 cows and 2 chickens. So it shows that Zimbabweans of European origin are being totally accepted in our society.
Influence does the Western culture exert on your lifestyle and your traditions?
Anyone wants to make a contribution on this one?
Yes.
Prosper more.
Okay. Western culture, since it's coming, it is brought a big influence to our culture, lifestyle, traditions, all sorts of things. Looking at our lifestyle, we used to live the African lifestyle. You know the African lifestyle. Yeah. Since the coming of the Western culture of wearing these clothes, these blazers, we have improved our lifestyle. Also, looking at the education sector, the Europeans were the first people to do e-learning, internet learning. Now we are adapting it, and it is efficient, and it is improving our lifestyle. We as the children, we as the students who are learning. Then, if we want to look at our traditions, yes, our traditions had some bad practices. Some of them, you know, them like the name of children in ceremonies. But since the coming of the Western culture, the coming of their religion, specifically the Catholic religion, it brought about some light to us on the importance of the life of human beings. So on our tradition, yes, we are putting on tradition, but our tradition is improved because some of the practices which we bad, we've changed them and we are now doing it. Then looking at our lifestyle has also been affected negatively by the Western culture. If I find the Western culture is expensive, and you can all agree with me. So we are beginning to stress ourselves, train ourselves, trying to accommodate that culture.
Some contribution on this one.
Okay, I just want to add on first I was saying. The Western culture has eroded our African culture. These days, girls are walking half naked, wearing these Western dresses because they are being advertised on television. Okay, I'm now giving this platform to Minashe.
I do not like to go out of boundaries. The material we are using here for this video came from the European lifestyle. It's an advantage to us because it makes us modern. We are able to communicate with the people in Germany, but we are here in Zimbabwe. Other than the past years, if someone had to move the long distance from here in Zimbabwe to Germany so that he could meet a German and have their face-to-face discussion. But here we are able to communicate without expenses, just the shoot of a video, and we are able to communicate with some people in Germany. So it's an advantage.
We want to know who we are, who we really are. I will start by introducing myself. My name is Prince Minyara. I am the co-president of this club, Blasien St. Peter's, as well as the vice president of St. Peter's Kubatana. I have my colleague here. She's also the president of this club. So I'll give floor to you.
I'm Clemens Mtunte, I'm the chair church.
I'm doing community history and literature. I am Lumina Tetabalika at St. Peter's.
I'm Apuva, the vice president of St. Peter's.
My name is Erosion. I'm one of the prefects of St. Peter's.
I respond to the identity of literature and I'm in upper 6 I'm one of the upper 6 commercials.
Prosper is my name, I'm an upper 6 arts student and the prefect here at St. Peter's Kubatana.
Richard Mashambe is the distinguished name of this young person who was also the head boy of St. Peter's Kubatana and the only scientist inside the FNG.
Okay, I respond to the City nationalism. I am the St. Peter's Kubatana soccer team captain. I am also the chief journalist of the St. Peter's Kubatana Journalism Club. I am also a cameraman from the
Thank you so much, ladies and